Hey everybody, just want to make another little short video. Just want to show some of the construction, a little bit more of it here in the truck that's involved with building one of these. As you can see down here, we'll start with the rear end. I've got a custom driveline collar built on there. Actually, I should say universal collar. Basically, kind of does what you're going to imagine it does. Under any kind of intense load, something would give in the drivetrain of the truck and the universal joint will let go. It will be retained inside this collar. I used a 6-inch diameter piece of pipe I cut down to the recommended widths. It is also 1/4 inch thick. It will retain the pieces of the truck. If something were, God forbid, if something were to let loose in the truck, it's going to stay in. Got that all memored up to these custom angle iron pieces I have in here. All basically they do, besides the driveline collar support sitting in it, is I got the battery tray in there and my fuel cell will be mounted back here as of now. That plan may change, but as far as it goes right now, the battery is going to stay in the back of the truck. Just kind of keeps everything out of the way up front. Right now we got it set up. We're going to run a battery shutoff switch through the original gas neck in the truck here on this bed side, as you can see. That's going to be, we'll have a straight piece of cable in there. We can shut it off from outside of the truck. That will be one of the safety features on it. Two, there will be the safety cable back here in the rear of the truck that the sled cable hooks onto. If the truck were to release from the sled, do say the hitch would break or by some chance the chain would break on the sled, the truck will shut off immediately. It will cut all the power to the truck and we will get it stopped. And also, in case a fire breaks out, like I said, we'll have everything set up on this truck. Shut it down. If something happens that would catch fire, we'll have a full extinguisher system in the truck. Safety is number one. That is number one thing before you turn any piece of pulling equipment loose, anything in motorsports for that matter. We got our sled stops welded on here. If I were to stop quick and the sled would, say, not be able to stop, got these little stoppers right here. That keeps him from ripping my bedsides in pieces and costing me more body work. So you can just see kind of how I got everything braced together. Kind of my own little design. Didn't really copy off anybody. Just something I kind of come up with over time. Just kind of went with it as I was working on it. And you can see down here, you have to excuse my mess. This is kind of my work zone for this truck. Got the driveline colors. This is actually the rear driveline from the truck. It is out of it right now because we need to put the new transmission in it, which is hopefully coming soon. Same thing here. It's all 1/4 inch. Everything linked together. This is actually one solid piece, I should say. If the driveline were to split in half or anywhere, it will be retained inside these collars. That's the biggest thing with that. Got a separate one for the front U joint. This is the one that goes up to the transmission, or to the transfer case itself, I'm sorry. Keep everything contained. Same thing is going to be on the front. There will be driveline collars up on the front of the truck. It's my existing transfer case. You can kind of see some of the framework. No extra bracing up in here. Basically just heavy duty Ford frame, all factory. I sanded it down, put a special coat of paint on it. We're just hoping everything holds up there. Should last a long time. As far as body wise, truck's full metal. It's all steel body, full glass in the truck. As you can see, we need a windshield in the truck. That will come with time. Well, that'll be like our last minute thing. We're just kind of finishing up the body on the thing. Seat, got a newer leather seat from a Dodge SUV. Fits me well, very comfortable, high back, headrest. Nothing wrong with being comfortable. I mean, we're not in these trucks very long, but for what time we're in, kind of like to be somewhat of a nice ride, but as best as we can get it. Do not have the restraint system in yet. Probably going to rely on probably RCI for that. They make a great restraint system next with like Simpson Equipment, all those guys. They all make good stuff. But big thing on safety. You can see my helmet in here. It's SFI certified, fireproof. Nothing really insanely modified in the cab. We got a steering column. We're going to put a basic Ford steering system in it. Like I said, see my tack arm. You can probably see it on the last video. That's the only thing I have on the gauge side of it right now. But the gauge cluster right here, this would be my oil pressure, my water temp, my trans temp, and we'll put our switchboard here for our fans, our fuel pump, just little things like that for our ignition and what have you. Like I said, full steel body. Truck itself was an '87 Ford chassis, Ford heavy duty chassis. We got a mid '90s body on it right now. While the cab and the bed, they're 94, 95ish. Our nose clip probably going to end up being a 1980 through '86 Ford nose clip. Just kind of favoritism on them. Just like the look of them, the square nose, kind of old school, kind of throwback look, and it looks good when they're black, and it looks good on pulling trucks. So that's kind of why I decided to go with that route. But we'll get that on next year with time. I'm currently running a 16.5 tire on the truck. That's not going to be our final resort for tire size due to the lack of being able to find the tire that we need in that size. Plus 16.5s are kind of fading away. So I'll be going with a 15-inch 8-lug wheel. Probably a 14-inch wide wheel up front and about a 10-inch wide wheel in the back. Because some of y'all know, for truck pulling, you want your front sitting out wider. And try to keep your back in underneath the truck. Your back tires in underneath the truck. As you can see, we got it going on right now pretty good. By doing the hub delete and everything in the back we did. Took the brake jumps, took everything off the rear. So we'll be running front brakes on the truck. It will stop it. No worries. That is perfectly safe. Really anything else, I mean, this is just kind of for anybody's kind of putting one together at the same time. This is not my first truck, however, kind of went back to a new drawing board on this truck. It's a whole new construction. My first truck was kind of like a modified street truck. It was road legal. This truck here is all ground up. Everything's custom. The motor will be a 460 big block. That's going to be the base. Our cubic inches, it's going to be in the 500 range. Can't really give any more details on the engine than that. We will, however, be relying on the Ford C6 automatic transmission. Very good transmission for drag racing, truck pulling, you name it. Very, very strong transmission. Put them together right, you got something that's going to launch good, and it's going to hold up for you, whether it's on the street or on the track. Very good transmissions. I can stand by them. I've had many of them. Absolutely love them. Take another look around the front. Big empty hole in there right now, guys. That's kind of weird feeling right now, but we're going to fill the gap, you can say. We're going to fill the gap the expensive way, I guess, but we're going to go the best route we can with the truck. We've been doing good so far. Like I said, everything, I mean, 1 year ago, this truck was a pair of frame rails with 2 axles underneath of it, sitting out here with weeds up around it, so I feel like we've come a long way with it. Take a couple more looks around here. Just kind of see everything going on. Anybody has any questions on building one of these trucks, I'd be willing to answer any questions. I'm sure you can ask other guys out there. I mean, for anybody building a Ford like this, that's kind of what you're looking for if you're going through the class that I'm aiming for with the truck. We're just hoping everything works out. I mean, I'm going to keep updating everybody with some photos, videos, and whatnot. But I say, feel free, check out our page, Midnight Mafia 4x4 Pulling Team on Facebook. You can check out our build photos from start to where we're at now. Just kind of see what we got going on, what we've been up to, and we're going to keep going with this thing. It's, like I said, it's come a long way. Been a lot of work, a lot of sweat, some tears, some blood. But if you love this sport, it's quite worth it. It is well worth it. I'd recommend anybody going to do it, take your time. You got to take your time on these things. Could not put them together in a day. You can't put them together in a week. I don't care what it takes. It's just a lot of work, guys. But I'm having fun with it, and I hope for all those who live near me and when I get the truck out, come see us. Come see us perform, and we'll put on a good show for everybody. That's what it's all about. So, till next time, have fun, everybody.